So this is kind of a funny story that happened a while back. I had to go see a doctor down in South Philly, which I'm not usually down that area, but I was down in South Philly, and this doctor, it was kind of a weird. I mean, that's a story on itself, but I can tell it quickly. He had a big office. It was called the Pain Center, and I went in there, and he was recommended to me by one of my clients. Said this guy does great work. And I get in there in this gigantic building, really no one's there, and they're waiting for me. And what I found out about this guy is he used to be a dentist, and he used Novocaine to numb nerves, so you wouldn't have back pain or any kind of pain at all. But he wasn't allowed to touch you, so he would have to have other doctors there, and he would tell them what to do. And it was a crazy thing, and I remember when I was leaving the office, they said, well, the doctor thinks he can do something for you. Every limb is going to cost you $10,000. And I said, well, what does that mean? They said, well, if he can fix your right arm, it's $10,000. You can fix your left arm, it's another $10,000. If you fix your right leg, it's $10,000. So it was kind of a la carte thing. And I said, okay, if he can make anything happen. But I found out later he couldn't do anything for me. But the funny thing, I walk out to the park, to my car, and this guy, he was making such money from clients, but he had a Lamborghini convertible, and the funny thing is, the inside of the car was all McDonald's wrappers everywhere. So he just could care less about that car. But so that I'm veering off. But so I went to see that doctor. After that doctor, I went to go get something to eat, and I went down on South Street, and I just picked a restaurant, and I it was a nice restaurant. I sat down, and the waiter that comes up to me, I go, I know this guy, and my mind, I'm thinking about it, and I go, hey, aren't you so and so? And he goes, hey, George, how you doing? And he happened to be a record executive from a record company that I was dealing with, and he was my waiter now. And I was like, oh, but I didn't ask him any questions. But I thought, boy, this is a crazy business. And I don't want to name the record company, but I've been in rooms with these record executive A&R guys, and they are really quick talkers, and their eyes are really shifty, and they'll say things, and then they're looking around the room to see the reaction of everybody. It's kind of almost like they've made up all these lies and they don't remember who they lied to. So when they're talking to people, they have to kind of gauge and see if did I lie to that guy or did I tell him the truth this time? And I remember he was in one of those meetings, and I had nothing to do with the record company. I just was putting a studio together, and I just happened to be. They said just sit down here and wait, and I happened to be in this middle of this meeting, listening to what was going on. But I thought the funny part of the story is. Go to a restaurant, and the regular executive that I saw maybe a few months ago now was working as a waiter for me, and I thought, boy, I thought those guys had some money, but it's a very interesting business.